set to tick off. San Antonio is back on top once again. The Spurs are the 2014 NBA champions. The best team in the NBA resides once again in San Antonio, Texas. The San Antonio Spurs are NBA champions once again. Their fourth title in 9 years. As the Spurs, perhaps the new dynasty in sports. 3 titles in 5 years.
For the third time in 5 years, and for the fourth time in their rich history, the San Antonio Spurs have brought the NBA championship to the city of San Antonio.
Ball is loose. Yao comes out of there with it, and Ginobili steals it and dunks it over Yao.
With the great steal here, comes up with it, but he throws it right to Ginobili, who throws it down emphatically over Yao.
I really don't feel that there's a lot of difference between a sixth man or a starter. It depends on the situation, depends on what the coach wants in that part of the season. So I just consider myself a player, a team player.
O'Neal with the help, takes it to the basket. Duncan, a three-pointer, puts it up, it's good! Tim Duncan from three-point land! Ginobili to the basket, puts it up, banks it in with 1.8 remaining.
Suns, great job by Bruce Bowen. Didn't play a lot, but did a great job defensively on that inbounds pass from Roger Bell to Steve Nash. San Antonio Spurs, surprise, surprise, they advanced by beating the Phoenix Suns.
New Orleans returned to the win column in a big way. Sparked by 38 points from David West, the Hornets captured a 22-point win and put themselves one victory away from a spot in the conference finals.
And the San Antonio Spurs have defeated the New Orleans Hornets 91-82 to win Game 7 as the defending NBA champs now move on. Greg Popovich and his staff and Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker will all be back next season, but there are no guarantees that this club will stay atop the Western Conference. You know they're going to rebuild around those guys.
With the 26th pick in the 2008 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select George Hill from IUPUI.
We're going to play the season to be a better team by the end of the season. That's how Pop always phrases it, how he always does it. However it comes out, hopefully we're in the playoffs and we're in the mix and we have an opportunity to make a run. And we did last year.
To Parker. For the top.
That's good.
Got it! Tony Parker with a deuce! Oh, mama! How about that?
You could tell as soon as it left his hands.
San Antonio's Manu Ginobili will also be out of action for a while. The Spurs say the guard will miss 2 to 3 weeks with a stress reaction in his right ankle. He missed the first 12 games of the season following off-season surgery on his left ankle.
Ginobili for the win! No! Let's go! Parker, one more shot!
That's good.
Oh, yeah! Pounded! Tony Parker! What a shot!
We threw a lot of different schemes at them and seemed like they reacted and just outright played better than us. So they move on and we start to look at next year. So such is life, and hopefully we can do a better job coming into next year.
Western Conference, they needed more offensive firepower, and the old trio of Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili was enough. Now you do add another 20-point per game score. You add another athlete as well in Richard Jefferson.
Just the crowding, making more play shots. Don't get no easy looks. It's a lot of shots and come off a lot of screens. So I just wanted to crowd him and make it tough as possible.
Last season was very disappointing. We lost in the first round. This season is about winning. The last 2 years, we thought we had a chance and we couldn't finish it. So now it depends on us to perform well and try to get that ring back.
Grizz turn it over. In the midst of the fight for the ball, Spurs' second leading scorer, Tony Parker, injures his finger with a broken ring finger, could be out for the remainder of the season.
I'm glad it's over. I think the Spurs are too, and that this really great relationship is going to keep going for a few more years. The Spurs did make a great effort to keep me. They really showed me that they wanted me.
Here comes Durant. All the way. Blocked by Ginobili! Oh, mama! Manu Ginobili, the play of the night as far as I'm concerned.
How about the block of the year?
San Antonio survived blowing a 22-point lead and beat Dallas Thursday night 97-87 to wrap up their first-round series. Manu Ginobili led the way for San Antonio with 26 points.
Favor the Suns coming down. Duncan for three. Rebound Richardson. And the Phoenix Suns are going to the Western Conference Finals.
But I want to play 4-5. I know I can run the floor. I can set good pick and rolls and help on defense a lot. So we will see which is going to be.
Do you want to stay here? Of course. I say that plenty of times, but nobody's listening to me. You know, they don't care. They just want to create stories. You know, it sells better. I definitely want to stay here. Feel like I'm a Spur, and I'm ready to play for this year.
They're still a 50-win team. I think they'll continue to pound the rock in San Antonio. The defensive slippage is probably the area where Pop's going to concentrate. They've got to get that mentality back. They're going to be a tough team.
Tied at 90. Ginobili, step back, jumper. Ginobili knocks it down. The Spurs win. Unbelievable.
It's just like anything. I mean, everybody's competitive. Everybody wants to win. So when we're friends off the court, when you get on the court, we want to win. So whatever I got to do to beat you, I'm going to do. I mean, you play hard every game, but against a Duke guy, you definitely don't want to give him nothing. You don't want to give him any reason to brag or any type of daylight.
Shane Battier, the former Rocket. That one blocked is rammed up again and again.
How about Zach Randolph? I told you no. Please take that back. That's not quick enough.
You can bet they're wishing luck to a Memphis Grizzlies team that is up and coming. A great performance from Memphis. They win the series in 6 games, and they knock off the #1 seed.
The Indiana Pacers trade the draft rights to Kawhi Leonard, the 15th pick, the draft rights to Davis Bertans to the San Antonio Spurs for the contract of George Hill.
Whatever the Coach Powell wants me to do, I'm going to do. If it's rebound, that's one of my strengths, play defense. I got a mid-range shot. I just need to work on my three-point shot, just catch and shooting it, or just pulling up on transition.
I learned a lot from Coach Popovich and being around, I think, 3 future Hall of Famers in Tony, Manu, and Tim. And I look forward to bringing some of the things I learned forward, with this team.
Boris Diaw has signed with the San Antonio Spurs. The 9th-year forward, who was just bought out by the Charlotte Bobcats right after the NBA trade deadline, will play for the Spurs for the rest of the season.
And my role in this team is what Coach Pop has said, is come off the bench and do exactly the same thing that you've been doing, and that's being aggressive and bringing that energy, especially on defense.
Outlet. Birdman took a shot and then Duncan throws it down over him.
Footwork, triple threat.
That was the ball.
Hit Birdman in the face with the ball and then take that.
Broadcasting. Now at center court, David Robinson and Tim Duncan will present the 2011-2012 Red Auerbach Trophy to this year's Coach of the Year, Greg Popovich.
As the Spurs open it up here in the fourth. Throughout this series, the bench has been sensational. The San Antonio Spurs sweep the Utah Jazz.
To create quality shots. They've missed 12 straight. Duncan counted and a foul. And the lead goes up to 12 with 2:06 remaining. A 24-0 run.
I'm not ready to book the San Antonio Spurs as champions. What I'm trying to say to you is forget the West. They're the favorites to win it all. These dudes, they don't have a weakness. They don't have a weakness.
Kept alive by Ibaka. He's bottled up. Duncan able to tip it over to Diaw. It's a 4-on-2. Parker, Ginobili on the head fake. Back to Parker. Parker, yes! Ginobili kicks it out. Here is Leonard. Final seconds. Durant fittingly comes away with the rebound. And that will do it.
Tim Duncan, who declared himself a Spur for life in March, reportedly has followed through on his intentions to remain in San Antonio. The 36-year-old franchise cornerstone has agreed to a 3-year contract to return to the Spurs.
They know how to win. This team, they have it down. Coach Popovich does as well as any coach in the league as far as managing his players, getting them to the playoffs and having them ready to go. If they can stay healthy, they will be right there.
Green slipping, defended by Cephalosha. It's Parker. Good! A cold-blooded manages to squeak that shot off and hits the front of the rim. Wire kept the margin in double digits for the final 32 minutes. Like we said, the Lakers didn't run and hide, but they were running the other direction. San Antonio sweeps Los Angeles.
Leonard will inbound. Here's Ginobili for three. Parker giving a three, puts it up. It's good. Tony Parker, another three-pointer for San Antonio.
You'd be fine with shooting three-point shots. And at the other end, you see the two Golden State.
We want to get back there, and we've had some really close years where we feel we're right on the verge of kind of getting back, and it seems like it's been forever since we've been here. So everybody's been really focused, really driven, and then Pop's been pushing us all year to try to get back to this point.
Parker on the screen, now Bosh has him. Parker on the drive, nearly lost it, still dribbling. Parker with 2 to shoot. Just gets it off in time, and he banks it in! What a shot from Parker! Puts up the three, puts it in! Danny Green does it again! Now has an NBA Finals record for most three-pointers in the history of the Finals. James catches, puts up the three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining. Spurs do not have a timeout.
Was Tim tired? Because you look like you held him out for, at a point where it looked like he was dominating. Could you explain Tim's fatigue? How is he doing?
Tim's no more tired than anybody else.
The San Antonio Spurs had their 5th NBA championship firmly in their grasp.
5-point lead with 28 seconds
Come on,
left.
5 up. Should have been 6 up with 28 seconds left, and they let it slip away.
To find Duncan against the smaller Battier, and then another point-blank miss with a chance to tie. The greatest power forward to ever play. Tough luck.
A heartbreaking ending in what was a marvelous season for the San Antonio Spurs. 2 games right there in the final minutes and the final seconds as Tim Duncan comes up just short for his 5th championship.
Game 7, missing a layup to tie the game, making a bad decision down the stretch, unable to stop Dwayne and LeBron. Probably game 7 is going to always haunt me.
Kept going. Then my dream was always to finish my career there, and not only that, but with Tim, with Tony, and with Pop as a coach, it would be a great story.
The Spurs aren't really going to need him to be that guy. They just want him to be the same guy he was with the Bulls last year. Performed well for Tibbs once he earned that trust, and I think Greg Popovich in a lot of ways.
And I love the fact that none of them would let go of Game 6. That's all they talked about. I told you, I'll never get over it, and I don't think they will either unless they rectify Game 6 in June.
It's to Parker. He's got Manu on the flank. Parker spins it up and in. He's just chewing up the open court right there with his speed. And how about the focus and the concentration?
Bellinelli off to Parker, inside to Thiago. Sets up Kawhi Leonard. He slides it right back and it ends up to Tim Duncan.
I was about to say, somebody better shoot that ball. Out to Ginobili. Timmy for the win. Got it! Tim Duncan! Oh, go ahead with your bad self, Tim Duncan.
10 months ago, the Spurs lost the NBA Finals in the most heartbreaking way imaginable. The Spurs not only survived, but they thrived, a testament to head coach Greg Popovich, who today, after a league-best 62-win season, was named the NBA Coach of the Year for the 3rd time in his career.
But the Spurs rebounded and put in their best performance of the series, saved it for the best time. Game 7, a dominant victory for San Antonio as Greg Popovich and Rick Carlisle spent a great deal of time studying the game, practicing together. A Portland turnover. Look at the speed of Leonard. He drops it in high. Oh my goodness. When you got the hammer, you gotta drop it.
We worked 8 months really hard. We had a very successful season, and all we did was to get to this point again, to have another shot. And we're gonna give, as last year, everything we got to get that trophy again.
The San Antonio Spurs are a better team collectively. They may even be deeper, but with LeBron balling the way he's balling, I'm rolling with the Miami Heat, the three-peat. Miami in 7.
Ginobili out on the wing to Mills, down into DL, back to Mills, Mills right under the basket, out the other side, Ginobili runs right in with an easy layup.
Mills, not that time. Leonard on the follow. Kawhi Leonard throws it down.
Mills for 3. That's off the rim, though. Good follow slam. Kawhi Leonard.
You showed the world how beautiful this game is. And now, let me present the Larry O'Brien Trophy to this year's NBA champions. Kawhi Leonard, you are the 2014 Bill Russell MVP.